Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we have folks here on the ground, but we also have folks who are joining us virtually. So welcome to everybody who is here. And we are not only live streaming this, but we have our videographer extraordinaire, Patrick, who will be recording. And this will be uploaded to the Women Organizing for Wilmington YouTube channel. And you'll find an entire library of individual speeches there. They're small enough to repost on social media platforms. And it's important that we continue to push those out. My name is Lynn Shoemaker, and I'm the founding president of WOW, Women Organizing for Women, Wilmington, and a 13-and-a-half-year-old grassroots organization of 20,000 progressive pro-choice women and allies. I'm also vice president for the North Carolina AFL-CIO and the president of the Southeastern North Carolina Central Labor Council, representing labor unions in our great state and representing 18+ unions right here in the heart of southeastern North Carolina. And I see some of our union folks on the ground today. Today I celebrate that we, all of us, are already ahead of the civil resistance against authoritarianism. But what that means is that we must step up and lead others if we are to defeat the clear and present takeover by the current administration's regime. Sometimes it feels like the flight patterns are around our rallies. Several weeks ago, I had the grateful opportunity to attend a webinar by a scholar who has spent his entire career observing and studying and recording authoritarian takeovers of governments around the globe. He has examined with scientific precision how authoritarianism is allowed to seep into democracies, who and why, and how to defeat autocracy before it takes over, and how do you turn it back to democracy if it is not defeated. And that's why we're here. You can access the Authoritarian Playbook of 2025 as a free PDF online, and I highly encourage everyone to do that and read it and understand exactly what is happening and know what is coming next. And then know that we also have a playbook. So who can defeat authoritarianism? This is the 8th month of occupation, the 7th month that we have come together, and the 6th town hall that we have held. And at every town hall, we've emphasized the importance of one. We must resist as one. We must vote as one. And in fact, we as one is the only way we will defeat authoritarianism. Take a second right now and think about your personal circles. Your colleagues, your neighbors, your family, your church friends. Who in that circle would betray you to save themselves? Karen? Uncle Ted? We all know someone who would spill without a second thought to save themselves. And those are not we. They are not our one. We need the social progressives, including moderates and centrics, and we need the pro-little d democracy right. the right side of the aisle. It's going to take all of us, and we're all going to have to work together for what we stand for, not what we stand against, and not as individuals. We're going to have to fight for little d democracy.
That's right.
If you are already a part of a nonpartisan organization, professional or civic, a labor union, or a religious organization that cares about working people, the poor, and immigrants, then you already have a vehicle for mobilizing against what is coming. If you don't, you need to find one and join it. Together, these civil society organizations have a proven record of defeating authoritarianism. The more independent they are, nonprofit, nonpartisan, the higher their prospects of producing democratic transitions. These organizations already have high levels of trust because their agendas are clear. They are established. And something else they have is a way already in place to coordinate action. And they have social ties in our community. They have deep networks. They also have an infrastructure that includes leadership. Unions and groups like ours out here today also have experience in exerting economic leverage through non-cooperation. That's also known as boycotting and striking. And we don't want to waste time rebuilding the wheel. Let me take a brief second to tell you that WOW's book club will be reopening to the public, and we will focus solely on studying authoritarian takeovers and resistance to them. These will be on the third Wednesday of each month beginning in September. Sign-ups will be posted on Mobilize. So if you haven't already signed up for a free subscription to Mobilize, you need to do that. We will also repost these events on Facebook and Instagram on the walls of the organizations hosting today's event. All union events will also post on Mobilize. So go ahead and save these dates. September 1st, here will be Workers' Labor Day. And we will be hearing from workers about what workers deserve. And September 12th at 12 noon, we will be advocating for veterans. And those details will be released soon, but they will be directed toward Ted Budd. But back to the resistance. Without the people and without civil resistance, there is historically only a 7.5% probability of defeating or U-turning authoritarianism. It won't happen without us. Every protest going forward needs to be bigger than the last. Every protest needs to exceed No King's Day, which garnered over 5,000 and spanned 7 blocks of downtown Wilmington.
Hell yeah.
With civil resistance, with everyone in our one, we have up to a 54% probability of defeating and U-turning authoritarianism and salvaging little d democracy. In fact, the only way we can defeat what is coming is with us as one in civil resistance. Our opposition tells us protests don't work. They don't change anything. But history shows us differently. It shows us that this is the only thing that does work. Now, some folks are going on about their lives as if this too shall pass. It'll be okay. And honestly, a lot of the glimpses of autocracy that we've seen from afar have been just glimpses. But that is intentional. It is meant to desensitize the American public from reacting to blatant line crossing. For those who are hoping for a reprieve, a Hail Mary for divine intervention, for those who have not yet realized that we are the Hail Mary, let's review the basic signs of authoritarianism. 1, the autocrat directs investigations against his critics. Check. The autocrat gives license to break the law for his purposes. Check. The autocrat employs regulatory retaliation. The autocrat deploys military domestically. The autocrat employs federal law enforcement overreach. And number 6, finally, the autocrat refuses to leave office. Hang with me. Let's talk about that line crossing. What red lines has this occupier crossed in just the last 8 months? He has created a massive federalized police force that is operating in secrecy. He has given tax cuts to his wealthy donors at the expense of our safety nets for working people and our families. He has created an excuse for election intervention, claiming non-citizens are voting. He has deployed military domestically. And think about this for just a second. He has enacted martial law on both the West and the East Coast, California and D.C. And he has essentially closed the borders both north and south. We're boxed in. So what's next? It's going to be the Midwest. It's going to be where there are ports, and he's going to work inward. We are a port city. He will also target blue states and resistant governors. We have a resistant governor. He has pardoned his January 6th defendants, allies. He has issued an executive order to strip 1 million federal employees of collective bargaining rights. He continues to prioritize loyalty over competence of federal nominees and employees. Just look at his cabinet. And now he allegedly has what he's calling an OB3 list. And this is a list of businesses and corporations who have not supported his agenda, like Costco on DEI. And when they come to him for something, guess what they're going to get? Nothing. And in fact, if he can target somehow to hurt those businesses, he will. He has seized congressional authority by abolishing government agencies like USAID and gutting the Department of Education. He actually let food expire and had it incinerated rather than give it to hungry children. And corruption is rampant. This is just in the last 8 months, and there is more that has occurred. But it's creeping up on us, right? Instead of firing or usurping or taking, he just restructures and he defunds and it goes away. And then he waits for the next one so that people can settle into and accept the first move and then the second move. And then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and we have troops in our streets. I don't know if you've watched the videos of Washington, D.C. and citizens just like us out there protesting and military vehicles behind them with guns on top. Do you think we have authoritarianism seeping into the democratic fabric of our nation? Yeah. We're not paranoid. It's happening. The experts around the world have identified and named it. And our media, hopefully, will rise up and do the same. There is martial law in California and Washington, D.C., our capital. We have an autocrat occupying our White House, and he does not plan on leaving it. He's already begun the whisper campaign of running for a third term, and in fact is busy making our White House his second Mar-a-Lago. Do you think that what's happening in California and D.C. won't make it to little North Carolina on the East Coast? It's already here, just not in mass. There are agreements signed in the majority of our state's counties, including southeastern North Carolina counties, to allow our local law enforcement to aid and abet ICE in detaining and deporting immigrants. And we know that not all whom they deport are without documentation or legal status. So what's next? We can't keep reacting to what has been done or what is being done. We have to start anticipating what is coming and be prepared to resist it when it arrives. We have to stay 2 steps ahead of their movement. Find and join your coalition. We will find the coalitions, and then we will build partnerships with neighboring counties first, and then neighboring states. Our best case scenario is less than 5 years before autocracy completely takes over the United States of America. We aren't going to get best case scenario. It's going to happen sooner. And how we slow and stop it is up to us and showing up and showing out. We will each have to move out of our comfortable zones, because you may be called upon to stand up to authority, albeit non-violently, we hope and pray. Start thinking about your skill sets. Keep boycotting. We can have our own OB3 list. The food bank has already announced that they cannot fill the gap left by the cuts to supplemental nutrition assistance programs. And let me tell you that hungry people have nothing left to lose. As parents, what would you be willing to do to feed your children? If you can right now afford to help, donate to the food bank and Nourish NC. And if you're still having parties and events and you have food left over, donate it to the Good Shepherd. Hold tight to your humanity, friends. It will be tested. Write it down on a sticky note and put it on your back door. Put it on your car dashboard. Put it on your bathroom mirror. I am one with the people. I hold tight to my humanity. If you need, ask. If you have, share. We are one, and together we will defeat authoritarianism. People power is the greatest power. When I say people, you say power. People.
Power!
People.
Power!
People.
Power!
All right, we open our podium up for speakers, so if you have something that you need to say to the elected officials or that you need to say to the people, you have 4 minutes. And be sure to look in the cameras because we are recording your speeches, and they will be posted on the Women Organizing for Wilmington YouTube channel. And we expect, like I said, for you to push those out. We have our peace monitors on the ground here. I will admit that we were tagged again by a known hate group who look like 3 college men in khakis. And we've taken care of that. We've taken their stickers down, and we will be here in advance in the future to wait for them. Push your video out, push other video out. There are some past speakers on there that still need to go out. Like, post, comment, share, repost to keep it alive in the news feeds. Work them. And remember this, the world is watching, and they are in our corner. And the occupier in the People's White House may have forsaken our international allies, but our international allies have not forsaken the American people. Thank you.